Hi there, dear students. How are you today? How did the weekend go? For our English lesson, you are going to open your books at the page 90. Today we will talk about a woman of courage. We will talk about Helen Keller. And before starting, I would like to ask you if you have ever heard something about her before. What do you know about Helen Keller? Have a look at the picture, please. What can you notice here? Where do you think Helen is from? Why is she famous? And what did she accomplish? Before going through the text, I would like you to listen to the audio first to have an idea of the lesson, and then we will discuss it together.
Across the curriculum, U.S. History 7F, Exercise 1B, page 90.
A woman of courage. Helen Adams Keller was born on the 27th of June, 1880 in Alabama, USA. Unfortunately, Helen contracted an illness when she was only 19 months old that left her deaf and blind. Her mother found it difficult to cope with Helen, so they decided to hire a teacher. On the 3rd of March, 1887, Anne Sullivan, a former blind woman who had regained her sight, arrived at the Kellers' home. With Anne's help, Helen learned how to read and write using Braille. She went on to study, and on the 28th of June 1904, she became the first deaf-blind person ever to have earned a Bachelor of Arts degree. Over the following years, Helen toured the world, giving talks about her life experiences and her support of female suffrage, pacifism, and workers' rights. In 1915, she founded Helen Keller International, an organization to support research into vision and health and nutrition. And in 1920, she helped create the American Civil Liberties Union, whose aim is to defend civil liberties. In later years, Helen devoted herself to raising funds for the American Foundation for the Blind. In 1961, Helen suffered a stroke and had to withdraw from public life, but she was far from forgotten. On the 14th of September 1964, President Lyndon B. Johnson awarded her one of the highest civilian honors, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And in 1965, she was elected to the National Women's Hall of Fame. Helen died in her sleep from natural causes on the 1st of June 1968. She left her mark on society and proved that, as she once said, "Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much."
This is an inspiring story. Now listen carefully to the translation of the text. A woman of courage, një grua me kurajo. Helen Adams Keller was born on 27th June 1880 in Alabama, USA. Helen Adams Keller ka lindur me 27 qershor 1880 në Alabama në Shtetet e Bashkuara të Amerikës. Unfortunately, Helen contracted an illness when she was only 19 months old that left her deaf and blind. Fatkeqësisht, Helen u diagnostikua me një sëmundje kur ajo ishte vetëm 19 muajshe, që e la atë sëmundje që e la atë të verbër dhe shurdhër. Her mother found it difficult to cope with Helen, so they decided to hire a teacher. Mamaja e saj e pati shumë të vështirë të merrej me Helenën, kështu që ato vendosën të punësonin një mësuese. On 3rd March 1887, Anne Sullivan, a former blind woman who had regained her sight, arrived at Keller's home. Me 3 mars 1887, Anne Sullivan, një ish grua e verbër e cila kishte rifituar shikimin e saj, arriti në shtëpinë e Kellers. With Anne's help, Helen learned how to read and write using Braille. Me ndihmën e Anës, Helen mësoi se si të shkruante dhe të lexonte duke përdorur sistemin e shkrimit për të verbër që quhet Braille. She went on to study, and on 28th of June 1904 she became the first deaf-blind person ever to have earned a Bachelor of Arts degree. Ajo vazhdoi më tuti të studionte dhe me 28 qershor 1904 ajo u bë gruaja e parë shurdhur dhe e verbër, e cila fitoi një diplom bachelori në fushën ose në degën e arteve. Over the following years, Helen toured the world giving talks about her life experiences and her support of female suffrage, pacifism, and for workers' rights. Në vitet më pas, Helen bëri ture në mbar botën duke dhënë fjalime për eksperiencën e saj jetësore dhe për suportin për mbrojtjen e saj në vuajtjet e femrës, për paqen edhe për të drejtat e punëtorëve. In 1950, she founded Helen Keller's International, an organization to support research into vision and health and nutrition. Në vitin 1915, ajo krijoi organizatën ndërkombëtare Helen Keller, e cila mbronte ose suportonte kërkimet në lidhje me vizionin, me shëndetin dhe me ushqimet. And in 1920, she helped create the American Civil Liberties Union, whose aim is to defend civil liberties. Në vitin 1920, ajo ndihmoi në krijimin e Bashkimit të Drejtave të Amerikanëve, qëllimi i të cilit ishte të mbronte të drejtat qytetare. In later years, Helen devoted herself to raising funds for the American Foundation for the Blind. Në vitet më pas, Helen u përkushtua në mbledhjen e fondeve për Fondacionin Amerikan për të verbërit. In 1961, Helen suffered a stroke and had to withdraw from the public life. Në vitin 1961, Helen pësoi një goditje në kokë dhe duhej të tërhiqej nga jeta e saj publike. But she was far from forgotten, por ajo nuk mund të harrohej kaq kollaj. On 14th of September 1964, President Lyndon B. Johnson awarded her one of the highest civilian honors, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Në 14 shtator të vitit 1964, Presidenti Lyndon Johnson i dha asaj çmimin më të lartë të nderit, Medaljen Presidenciale të Lirisë. Dhe në vitin 1965, ajo u zgjodh si gruaja kombëtare e organizatës Hall of Fame, një eveniment që zhvillohet në New York City. Helen died in her sleep from natural houses on 1st June. Helen vdiq në gjumë nga shkaqe natyrore me 1 qershor 1968. She left her mark on society and proved that, as she once said, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Ajo la gjurmët e saj në shoqëri dhe provoi atë që ajo një herë ka thënë. Vetëm ne mund të bëjmë shumë pak, por së bashku mund të bëjmë shumë. Kjo ishte tregimi në lidhje me Helen Keller. After reading and translating the text, I want you to work with the exercises given in the text. You're going through and you're going to complete the second exercise. You're going to mark the sentences if they are true or false. And also you're going to find the synonyms for the words cough, help, intention, to employ, previously, and established. So you're going to find words in the text which mean cough, help, intention, to employ, previously, and established. After working with these exercises, I want you to have a look at the new words given in this green box here. Pasi të keni punuar me ushtrimet, dua që të jepni një sy edhe fjalëve të reja, të cilat mësuesja do ta dërgojë te grupi dhe ju do të shkruani te fletorja e fjalorit. Try to remember their meaning in English language. As a homework, I want you to do the 4th and the 5th exercise. The 4th exercise says, why was Helen Keller a woman of courage? Pse mendoni ju që Helen Keller ishte një grua me kurajo? Provide reasons from the text. Nxjerrni argumente nga teksti. And the 5th exercise says, can you think of anyone else who overcame difficult challenges and did great things? A mund të mendoni ju për dikë që ka përballuar të gjitha vështirësitë, sfidat dhe ka bërë gjëra të mëdha? Diskutoni atë me partnerin tuaj, tregojeni klasës se çfarë partneri juaj tha. Dua që ushtrimin 4 dhe 5 dhe njëherë ta punoni si detyrë shtëpie në fletorin e detyrave të shtëpisë. Po ashtu dua që të më bëni një përmbledhje, një përmbajtje të tekstit, të njohurive që ne morëm për Helen Keller. Ky ishte mësimi I parë për sot. Do dëgjohemi sërish për informacionet e të tjera.